Yeah. Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Thursday, and oh, what a Thursday it is, especially when you're a wrestling fan and you're kicking it right here at In Your House. And because it is, in fact, Thursday, that means we've gotten to one of my personal favorite times of the week, and that's where we talk about AEW Dynamite. And, you know, I have really enjoyed jumping back into AEW. I have. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say everything's perfect and everything's awesome, but I'm going to tell you, without the shadow of a doubt, I'm enjoying the product a lot more now than I was a year ago. There's so much. I've said it on the show before. If there's 4 or 5 things that I could point to and say, hey, I like that, while simultaneously, you know, doing what I do, and that's dissect and critique the things that I don't like. Hey, I think you're doing a pretty good job. So we're going to continue talking about Dynamite here and enjoying what we're seeing, and talking about what they could do to make things a little bit better if there's opportunities for that. And joining me like they do each and every week, I mean, we've got our man over here, OG Tony, my man. We appreciate you coming on. I know that we've had you on here for the Dynamite show before. We've had you on for a Sunday house party and whatnot, man. And I got to tell you, it is really, for me personally, especially, you're always in our chats, and I always respect your opinion and wrestling. You was there when the first grappling move was created. But seriously though, man, it's been a joy being able to get together with you and talk some wrestling.
Yeah, I'm having a good time with you guys and the other shows I get to do. I love pro wrestling and sports, so that's what I've been doing. I'm retired now, so
Yeah.
this helps fill the space. So I'm doing about 9 or 10 shows a week now. So I'm having a blast.
Hey man, that's awesome, man. You're retired, you've earned that, so it's great that you're just having fun. You know, there's so many people, because there's people like at my job, like what I do, and there's people that will be on their way out the door, and they're like, "Man, I'm excited to leave the job, but also I'm scared because I feel like I'm not gonna have anything to do. I feel like I'm gonna be bored. I'm gonna have all this extra time on my hands that I didn't have before." So me personally, I just think it's really cool that you didn't just rest on your laurels. You found something that you're passionate about, and you're hitting it hard, man. So I think it's awesome to be coming on here and talking to you, and we're always happy to have you here on the show. And another guy that I'm always happy to have on the show anytime he gets that opportunity, man, he is just dipping his toe back into the entertainment world. I personally love to see it, and in my eyes, I love to see it. And he's jumping back on the podcast with us on short notice, man. This man just came right up off the bench, and he was like, "Listen, I'm ready, coach. I'm ready, coach." He came in, he was ready to ball. That's my man. It's always Smokey in High Philadelphia. That's Hypocrisy Jones. What is up, brother?
What is up? What is up? What is up, yo, man? You know, man. If you wasn't hanging with me shooting the gym, can't have you. But like we've been together since forever, and like I'm happy to jump in, especially I had a little bit of time. And man, as a casual fan, like I've been really watching AEW
Yeah.
a lot here lately, and there's been some things that's piqued my interest, both good and bad. And a person like me, if you're a loyal household member, man, I say some shit. I will say some shit, and I got some shit to say today. So let's go.
Hey man, I love it. That's what we want, man. We want honest opinions. We want to talk about some wrestling. We want to get together and do what I always say, and that's have the homies get together and talk some wrestling. It's therapeutic, bro. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
So
it
let's jump
is.
let's jump right into this bad boy because we got to talk some AEW, and it was their Maximum Carnage episode that went down, and I don't know. I'm like, what is it? What is it? I like the fact that they'll name their random Wednesdays, but I'm like, what made this Maximum Carnage? I mean, there was a little bit of like hardcore elements and stuff. We had the lights out match and things of that nature, and I thought that trios match was just a fun time. But let's start at the beginning because we had a Continental Classic Eliminator match, and that was between champion John Moxley and challenger, the standard of excellence, Shelton Benjamin. And man, I got to tell you, I love watching Shelton Benjamin work. And that proved true again last night. Now, last year, I went to the first AEW show in Fishers, the first one. And on that show, they had Shelton Benjamin wrestling Kyle Fletcher. And that match was great. It was one of the highlights of that show, but I didn't realize that I was going to fall in love with Kyle Fletcher and about a year later because I wasn't really following him like that. But what I do want to talk about is that match, and Shelton Benjamin was great in that match, and I feel like that John Moxley did his part too. But as much as I'm enjoying AEW, I'm having fun with it. I just feel like John Moxley just feels like oversaturated. It just feels like I see too much of him. He's pushed in front of my face so much that it just feels, I don't know, like, and I don't hate Moxley, but like, I think I'm just bored with him. That's my mindset. OG, I want to get some of your thoughts on where you're at with John Moxley, and then what you think of that match too.
Yeah, I thought the match was pretty good. We talked off the air, and I had a little bit of problem with
Sure, yeah,
with the
yeah.
with
We can
the
get
with the
into it.
refereeing, and they've been outside the ring for so long. But I mean, AEW is not the only one that does it. There's a lot of companies that do that now. They're outside the ring and they're in the crowd, and the crowd likes that. And I understand that. I mean, they're getting up close, personal with the wrestlers, and so I
Mhm.
understand that. So I try not to ding them too much for that. I liked the match. I thought it was pretty good. I thought for me personally, I thought the finish fell just a little flat. I mean, I
Yeah,
kind of seen it. I kind of seen it coming,
yeah.
and I just thought they could have did it a little bit better way. That I don't think Sheldon Benjamin was going to get caught that way.
No,
You- that,
not
that's
to
that's
be.
that's the only thing there. But like I said, it was a pretty good match as far as Moxley goes. Yeah, he's oversaturated for me. I was never really big into the Death Riders story. I thought they was going to end it pretty well when Hangman got the title, and I thought they was going to head that way.
Yeah,
But they're keeping it going. I do think they've got something planned. I think eventually the other Death Riders are going to turn on Moxley. That's what I expect. I wish they would hurry up and do it,
yeah, yeah.
and maybe because I think Moxley needs to be written off TV for a month or so, then come
I
back,
agree
and
with that.
I think he could be a huge baby face for them going after the other Death Riders. So that's just kind of my opinion.
Yeah, no, I like that opinion. I think that I didn't even think about it like that. Like writing him off TV after getting just killed by the Death Riders. They finally turn on him and they just completely obliterate him. completely obliterate him. And then when you take him off TV and like you said, come back and he's going after the Death Riders, that's gonna put a little bit of a fresh coat of paint on him, and we're gonna see him in a different light. Like, hey, okay, now he's got this big baby face run instead of feeling like, oh, it's that same guy that's like pushed out in front of us all the time. Like, honestly, distance makes the heart grow fonder. I think that some distance would make us miss Moxley a little bit, and his unique, the way he works and the way he looks at wrestling. So I want to ask you this, Hype, because I don't know. I don't know if you saw it. I saw it all over the internet. A lot of people were sharing it. But man, why was the Standard of Excellence crying in his entrance? I don't understand.
I don't
Everybody
think he
said
was
he was
crying, y'all.
crying.
I don't think he was crying, y'all. I I think the water thing was real, but
I think
like
he's real too.
I don't know. Maybe he's just diehard Moxley fan. He's just like, yeah, I really,
I finally get to wrestle Moxley.
I, but I don't really see that coming from Shelton Benjamin, to be honest. So,
Consummate professional.
but I like you guys, man. I like this match. Shelton Benjamin can do no wrong, but I'm partially in agreement with OG over here. Yeah, and you. I am I am a little tired of Moxley. Like honestly, I am ready for the Death Riders to also throw him off a Nakazawa Tower or whatever it's called, and and then let John McClane come back and he can really be diehard, man. But I see what they're doing. They're trying to gain sympathy, and sympathy that they did not get from that weird promo that he gave us when he
Yeah,
won
that
the
was
Continental
weird.
title.
Yep.
That's not a switch. They need a true switch. You see the rest of the Death Riders going in one direction, followed by or led by Claudio, and you see you see Moxley going in another direction. I can see what they're doing from a perspective of a casual fan who's like, oh, okay, cool. They really want me to bite onto them. They really want me to forget how much of an evil bad person that John Moxley has been for the over the last 2 years, and that he kidnapped and held hostage a whole title belt. They want me to forget all that. And remember that he was good once. And I can grasp onto that, but I also understand why they're slow building that, because like that's a lot to digest, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost for me, and we're definitely gonna get to it. You There's some things that need to be done delicately. Like, look at how they've handled the way, at least I can speak for myself, the way that I view the Young Bucks. Like, man, I was so over the Young Bucks when they were doing the EVP thing, and I was like, man, this is just like, they're not annoying me because they're being heels. They're annoying me because I know that, behind closed doors, they were actually being dicks.
Yeah.
So that just made me not really want to get behind it. But like, it feels like to me that maybe some lessons were learned. We're going back to the fun Bucks, the Bucks that put on great tag team matches, great trios matches, like we saw last night. That was a really fun match. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that. But we're definitely gonna get into it. But before we do that, let's get to the comments real quick, because the comments are starting to hit a little bit. We got Fighting 20 saying he couldn't disagree more. Mox is looking better than ever. Now, it's not to say that Moxley's not looking great. I think he is built and looks amazing. I just think it's the fact that we're seeing him so much. It's the current coat of paint that we got that is stale right now. So it's not that he doesn't look good. It's just that his presentation is not what I think what we're liking. We've got Daniel Garcia. He's saying John Moxley can be the badass Mad Moxley of AEW. Bring this Mad Max Renegade in 2026. I really like the idea of what Hype is saying and what OG Tony is saying, as far as like take him off of TV and let him come back and just pick them all off one by one. Like, just do that, because there's a story there, and you can get some. If you completely have them turn on and destroy Moxley in that last show before he takes time off, you put some sympathy on him, and then you want to see him get his get back. So I think that's real important in that. The El Juggalo says, "Whoop whoop! I see you out there, bro. We appreciate you." Our boy Bryce, he says that he's the ace. He also says that Moxley will never take a break. I could definitely see that.
I agree with both those things, and honestly, and he hasn't had a break since he went to AA that one time, and I mean that was cool. Yeah, I understood
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
but like, let's be real.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think sometimes you gotta be off TV. You gotta be off
Yeah,
TV. So okay, let's go ahead and move past that because we're gonna move forward to the demand, and that's Ricochet and his crew. And also, I just want to say real quick. Because I think there was a beatdown that had happened, Tony, and we actually saw the AEW debut of Jake Something, and that's relevant because Jake Something has wrestled in a lot of areas here in the Midwest. A lot of people that we know, OG, that we've done shows with, have worked and know Jake Something. I've worked some shows with Jake Something where he was there. So I want to first get your thoughts on Jake Something signing as Jake Doyle. I think he's going to be now Jake Doyle. I want to get your thoughts on Jake Doyle signing with the company, and then let me get your thoughts on the story that was told leading into the six-man tag that saw the demand going up against Jungle Jack Perry and the Young Bucks.
The story, it was kind of done off TV and then
Yeah,
reported, so it fell a little flat for me. But
sure.
I'm a big fan for Jake. I watched him a lot in TNA. I've seen him live before, so I'm happy for Jake. I don't think we need 1,000 members in the Don Callis family.
Okay,
And
I'm glad somebody else said it. We're starting to hit 1998 NWO levels of faction members now.
there's 20 members,
yeah,
20
yeah,
members.
She has to add it Andrade El Idolo too.
yeah,
Tis a lot, man.
yeah.
Like,
I'm just afraid he's going to get lost. I mean, you got Alexander there, who I think is fantastic, and
Yeah,
I think he's lost
I
in
think
the
so
sauce
too.
there.
we're
Yeah, yeah,
we're
So
to
Josh
a point with
Alexander.
Callus members where we're gonna have to start giving them Roman numerals after their last name.
I, I kind of agree with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I thought the trios match was pretty good, and I like the demand. I like Ricochet. I'm a fan of Khan and Leona.
Yeah,
Uh, I wish they would do more with them as a tag team. So, but the match was fun. I'm not a huge spot fest guy, and
sure, sure.
that was a spot fest match. But hey, I liked it. It was fun. It was very entertainment. It did what it needed to do. I mean,
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. Now, do I want to see that all the time?
No,
Like I
no,
said,
no.
if they only do it one match out of a show, hey, ain't no problem with that. Give little different things to everybody. So I have no issue with that. It's just when sometimes the whole show's that way.
Yeah.
At times I get a little turned off, but I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I thought it was fun too. I really enjoyed like I said, I'm so far removed from being like so once again, it's not hate or it wasn't dislike, but I was just like turned off by the Young Bucks. Like there was a time I've been to so many shows and I've met the Young Bucks. I've even like there was a time I met the Young Bucks at a Ring of Honor show in Indianapolis. And man, Nick and Matt, they was cool. Like their line wasn't super long at that time because we went really early and he was just at the table. So I talked to him. We talked about how my son was in little league at the time, so he's talking, and his son was in little league. So we started talking about little league and stuff like that. And then they've taken pictures with me a couple times. Great guys, really great guys. I just got turned off after they felt like they had some kind of weird chip on their shoulder with the EVP thing and then the CM Punk stuff and everything. And I was like, man, it's gonna be really hard to get people to like not hate these guys because of the way that they're presenting themselves backstage and because this is wrestling and I understand that where the idea is we should only be paying attention to what's happening in the ring. This is 2026 wrestling and it's been happening for so many years that all these fans are focused on what's happening backstage. So when they see that the Young Bucks have a stank little attitude backstage, it makes them not like them. And I think that dynamic is changing because now we're going back to the fun Young Bucks. They got it, they kind of took, they took the A. One thing I could really say is I loved how they took the egg on their face, with the fooling around with them with the, oh, we're going to give you the worst pyro. We're going to mess your song up. We're going to mess your name up on the nameplate. Like they were really okay with being the butts of the joke, and they did that gradually and told that story and made them redeem themselves. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm back in on the Young Bucks. But Hype, what was your thoughts on the match, and any thoughts on Jake Doyle signing with the company?
I I mean, for Jake Doyle, I think that's big for him. And get your money, bro. Like we're always going to support that here. And unlike this match, after the Moxley Shelton Benjamin match, I really liked actually because I liked the differing styles in both of these matches, and I
Absolutely.
think that helps pace a show really well. Those things helped to keep and engage my interest throughout the show, and that's something I've really been enjoying from AEW overall. But yeah, like I said, I think something signing is huge, and for the Young Bucks, I do enjoy their story, and I think that in a lot of ways, the loud ass. Insane wrestling community as it is is overly harsh on shit that they don't know about sometimes. So
Oh,
like
oh yeah.
yeah, like I like how the Young Bucks did not fold, have not
Yeah.
folded.
They
They
stuck
they
in there.
just kind of stuck to their guns, and whether they were assholes before or not, I mean, it looks like they learned something.
Yeah.
They don't give me Terry Bollea vibes, so
I
we're
got you.
we're good.
It feels like the lesson was learned. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like it feels like the lesson was learned, and they've applied it, and now they're just trying to get back to doing their work. And I, for one, respect that. Once again, thought the match was great. We saw Andrade El Idolo, I mean, he's starting to get to like Rick Rude levels of what company are you working for, brother? Like where like like nobody did it like Rick Rude until Andrade El Idolo came along. He's now a part of the Don Callis family for the third, fourth time. Listen, he is a three-time Don Callis family member. Okay, I gotta get just your quick thoughts on it because we have to get to our next subject. So let's keep this one tight. OG, what's your thoughts on Andrade El Idolo re signing with AEW?
It kind of sucks for me because I was an Andrade fan,
Yeah,
especially when he was in NXT and when he first came up to the main roster. But it just seems like the guy's never happy anywhere with anything, and
fair.
I just he just kind of lost me. I mean, I'm hoping. Hey, look, I'll give him a chance. Hoping they can find. I worry that he's with the Don Callis family because
Yeah,
there's so many people, and you got it's pretty heavy at the top, so he's like in the middle. So I just don't know if he can go anywhere. I mean, I hope he does, but I honestly I kind of don't care because it's just he's just been everywhere and he's never
yeah.
happy anywhere. So hopefully he can change my mind.
Yeah. That's what we're looking for. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks because we're lucky enough to have OG for many shows forward. So that's great. So hopefully in time we see that progression of him changing your mind. Hype. We'll keep this one tight. Your thoughts, Andrade now again with AEW.
Man, I love Andrade wherever he goes, and like I I don't like, again, the insane wrestling community. Like I think we unfairly like label what this guy has been doing because we also forget that during his time in WWE he was going through or had gone through a pretty major divorce, but was also
Yeah.
killing it.
Oh
um,
yeah.
and with the name that his ex-wife has, I feel like maybe he was pushed away in some ways. That's
Oh
why
yeah.
they
Yeah.
that's why when he had this weird non-compete clause or didn't know about his compete clause, maybe he just thought, oh, okay, they're letting me go because of this. They're saying, hey, you can go wherever you want because we don't want a problem with this thing, right?
Sure.
So maybe he did that, and then they were like, no, 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 you can't do that because that makes us look bad.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just when I look at the writings on the wall, man, like get your bread
Yeah.
on Andrade because he's literally he has been and I think will continue to be one of the like genuinely best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
And as OG Tony said over here, like his time in NXT, man, Matt,
Oh, super good.
like you could hold a master class on his time in NXT, his run in NXT, and we look back at those best of sevens with Mello that helped
Yeah.
made Mello. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, you make a great point. You make a 100% great point. Like, I just want the guy to get out of his own way more than anything else because this is a guy who many people have said in the past, like, they were better, they became better for wrestling Andrade. Like, he really is, like, one of the smoothest guys that people don't talk about because of all the issues and turmoil that he deals with outside of the ring. So hopefully things go good for him there, most definitely. But we'll see how that goes because we do have to move on because we got to talk about the Willow Nightingale title celebration. And I got to tell you, I have become a fast. Not I don't want to say fast because I've always kind of liked her, but now that I'm really locking into AEW, Willow Nightingale is become one of my favorite characters on the show, hands down. I love her energy. I love everything that she brings. I mean, the promo that she cut last night. And here's the thing, they. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but they had to bring Chris Statlander into Willow Nightingale's atmosphere because in my mind, Willow Nightingale is the most interesting champion, women's champion on the show.
Yeah.
Nothing against Chris Statlander. I love Chris Statlander. She's an AEW original, been there since the conception of the company in the very beginning. But Willow jumps off the screen to me right now. And this is a thing where AEW, what's one of the most critical things we've been with AEW over the last couple of years? And that's no storytelling, no character development, things like that. We're just wrestling to wrestle. I love the fact that they had this segment. I love the fact that even though Mercedes came out and she was over the top, she was, being drama, and that's the lane that Mercedes Moné plays best in. That's why this Descent to Madness, that hype call before anybody else. I will say that till I'm blue in the face. Nobody called this thing with Mercedes Moné before this man because I remember me and Voice were still on the show shredding Mercedes Moné to apart, shredding her apart. I admit it. I stand on it. I stand on it. And Hype was like, nah, this is a bigger story. Nah, this is leading to something else. Nah, watch, the crash out's gonna be crazy. And guess what? She's losing titles and it's leading to something else. And it's developing. And the crash out is being crazy. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing Mercedes Moné crash out. We're seeing that polished, perfect movie star style character. Now starting to see what happens when the movie star character is not getting those big parts like they used to. The checks ain't coming in like they used to. The endorsements ain't coming in like they used to. The titles are dropping. Not able to keep those titles. Oh my God, it's all crashing down around me. Mercedes Moné is crashing out, and she's literally got cake all over her face after that segment last night. All while Willow Nightingale still putting her over on the mic, putting her over. But the story was the crash out and the fact that Willow Nightingale is the Achilles heel to Mercedes Moné, and I love the fact that story stayed as long as it has. OG, we talked about a couple of matches. Now it's time to talk about some actual segments, some actual storytelling. What did you think? I know you're a storytelling guy. What did you think about this title celebration?
The celebration, I think we've seen it before, in other places. I thought it was very well done. I'm a huge Willow fan. I had never seen her before AEW. It was the first time I ever seen her. Fell in love with her the first time I seen her. She's just I don't think there's anything that she can't she can't do.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of her. I like what they're doing with Mercedes. I think that the crowd's loving it. So I think they're going in the right direction. And I got a kind of a prediction of what's going to happen further down the road.
Let's
I
go.
think I think eventually, I think that Mercedes is going to lose everything, like Jones has said. But I think then she's going to be the one to take that world championship. She's going to take that world championship. But later down the road, Willow's going to take the world championship from her.
All right, all right. You're cooking.
Yeah.
He's
It could it
cooking.
could it could be a year down the road. I don't know how long it'll be, but I think that's where they're going. I really do. I think the person that's really going to be made out of this whole story is going to be Willow, because I think she's the big. I know Tony Storm's done a lot of good things. I think she's kind of cooled off some. I
Yeah,
think Willow. I think Willow could be the face of AEW. Period, of the
yeah.
whole company. I really think she could. I really like her.
Yeah, me too. I love her work. I love her personality, and also I love her in-ring style. Like to see her move as swiftly as she does in the ring. With once again, like I've said before, respectfully, the size of Willow Nightingale, she reminds me of Bam Bam Bigelow or Big Van Vader. Like that's what I see when I watch her wrestle. It's her style that I like that she's able to move around as swiftly as she can. But she's also tough to get off of her feet because of her frame, and but she can do a moonsault. She can fly, she can do all this stuff. I enjoy her style. I enjoy her personality. Hype, what were your thoughts on the title celebration? And once again, you were right about Mercedes Moné. Where are you at with her and Willow Nightingale?
Yeah, so me and OG Tony, we are on the exact same track here, because as I called Mercedes's downfall, and you and Voice told me I was crazy. Well, maybe not crazy, but like y'all didn't have faith that, like, also I said she's gonna end up winning the world championship after that crash out, after that
Yep.
ultimate fall, after she wins all these belts and stuff like that. Then she's gonna get the one that really matters. Uh,
Yep.
but in that, I love that she is building other stars. We got Red Velvet over on Ring of Honor, man.
Yep.
I being the first to beat Mercedes Moné for a belt is an accomplishment in itself after
Yeah.
this run. And now we look at Willow, and I couldn't agree with you more. Willow has been killing it. Willow's personality just hits, and like, she's gravitating, man. You want to watch her, man. You want your daughters to be like somebody like Willow, to be able to take care of themselves and be able to be proud and have courage and confidence in oneself, man. Like, I can absolutely see how she should and could be the face of AEW as well. So I'm in total agreement there.
Yeah, I just really enjoy her, man. Like watching, like there's only a handful of people. I can name them real quick. There's a handful of people who, when they're on, I'm not talking WWE, I'm talking just AEW. When they're on TV, I'm like, I gotta pay attention. Those people are right now MJF, Kyle Fletcher, Mercedes Moné, Willow Nightingale. That's right off the top of my head. There's probably some more, but that's just right off the top of my head. And once again, like I said, if there's 4 or 5 things, talents, stories, whatever, mix of that's on the show, you got me. I'm in there because everything else is gonna fill it out. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna figure out. Hey, why don't I like this? What's great? What's not? So that's what I enjoy about it. But I do enjoy Willow Nightingale. She's one of my favorite things on the show. So guys, we are going to take a break real quick. We are going to pay some bills, but we still to talk about, hey, there was still some things going on, all right? We had Bandito and Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara was back on TV. Bandito had a run-in with MJF. We've got that and a lights out match. We're going to talk about that and more on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where YH live. Brainbuster Tees is where YH live.
In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood.
Emerge faithful, we're coming out to Emerge 91 Blood and Bone. Since 2019, I have been the executive producer of the In Your House podcast. Since 2021, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of Emerge Wrestling in Columbus, Indiana. The honor and the privilege to tell all of you, right here in the middle of this ring, that Emerge Wrestling, in collaboration with the In Your House Network, will be at the Squared Circle Expo this March in Indianapolis. Indianapolis, Emerge Wrestling in your house. We'll see you in March.
Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood, in your house.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House, and we are talking some AEW Dynamite. That is the January 7th edition of it, Maximum Carnage. I'm talking about it with my fellas over here, Hypocrisy Jones and OG Tony. And listen, I have been hitting the gym again. It's 2026, time to hit it right once again, get back in there, keep it going. Gotta get, yeah, you see it over there, lifting. That's what you gotta do. We lifting, we getting ourselves right, getting it tight. And you know what? I'm just glad that I got Goalie Nutrition on my side. Goalie gummies, big help towards getting the energy that I need to get through these workouts and anything that I need to do. And they have apple cider vinegar gummies. They have beet gummies, really help out with like hypertension. Ashwagandha gummies for restoring. Pro and postbiotic. Those are great ones. You know, get your gut health right. And listen, you can get that journey started too. All you got to do is go to goalie.com and put in promo code IYH. Let them know that In Your House sent you, and get 10% off at checkout. And listen to everything that we're doing on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X. And then if you can't catch it live, you can catch it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So we're going to jump into this once again, and we're going to continue our talk about AEW Dynamite. And listen, we had Bandito last night against a returning Sammy Guevara. One big thing I got to say, I was happy to see Sammy Guevara because he hadn't been on TV for a while. But he got split, bro. Like, he was leaking out of his, like, I think his nose might have got broken or something. I'm not sure what happened in that match, but that's what it looked like. But the big story out of here is that Bandito, I really think that Bandito, the Ring of Honor champion, and the winner of the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and will be facing MJF next week for the World Championship. I gotta say, that match was good. The segment was fun. Anything that MJF puts his hands on, he enhances it. But I really feel like Bandito played his part really well too. OG, what were your thoughts on the match and the segment between Bandito, MJF, the world champion, and their translator?
Yeah, the translator and the segment I loved. Guevara's kind of in the same boat. he's kind of got to get back in. I don't want to say I'm a good graces, but I just kind of don't care about him. So I'm
Yeah, for
hoping.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, when he first came to AEW, he did pretty well. I think he's had some issues off camera.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he can get things figured out. He's got talent. There's no doubt
A lot
about it.
of
I mean,
talent.
so hopefully he get things figured out, and he gets a good opportunity. I heard that they did a something they didn't show on TV that I think maybe it's on the internet now. Interview with him, and it's kind of like maybe crashing out a little bit, and
Really?
maybe trying to build towards a comeback story. So we'll see
Ooh, okay. I gotta
how
see.
that goes. But I love Bandito. I think he did a great job. MJF's one of the biggest stars AEW's got, probably the
Yeah.
biggest star that they have. So
Yeah.
he's always on point. I think so. I like the segment. I thought it did its job. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I really love MJF and his work, bringing out the translator. I mean, this dude is just the ultimate dick, and I love when he's like when Bandito pushed his face off, like he just like talk to the hand, and he's like, "I speak English, son of a bitch." It's like, yes, I loved it.
I
Hype. Let me
popped for
get some
that.
of your thoughts on that whole situation.
Yeah, I pop for that. As far as Sammy Guevara goes, though, every time I see him, the only thing I think is poor Pam. And if you know, you know. If you remember, you remember. But I do. I remember. So does Pepperidge Farm. Um, but man, I love that MJF segment. I love the translator. I popped pause, really hard pause. When Bandito said, "I speak English," I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, that was the best thing for me. MJF is just gold in my book, man.
So
Yeah,
good.
like and he always will be, and he enhances AEW. Like I'm so happy that he's back on a regular basis because
Yeah.
it keeps me engaged in what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. I always enjoy seeing him and everything that he brings to the table. So okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna jump and go right to the main event here. Like I think that, in my opinion, like OG is right as far as like this whole situation here with Timeless Tony. Like she's just kind of mental. She's got stuff going on with like they're doing this like lightweight kind of like love story between her and Orange Cassidy, and then you have Mina now, and it's kind of like a love triangle that they're going for. And I get it. Like I think that they're trying. What this might be just how I perceived it, but I think that WWE has gone on these roads before. Like they're trying to like tell you the story of like a possible like triple. That's what it looks like to me. So hey, it is what it is. But
I ain't mad at a triple.
I was
I
gonna
ain't
say
mad.
I'm not.
I ain't.
If that's what you into, I'm not
I,
judging.
I ain't gonna
You
stink
know?
nobody's kink, man. That ain't my
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, not none of my business. That just seems like what they're building towards, though. And then,
I will
you know,
tell you
I
though. I do like the slow. I do like the slow build here.
okay,
I like Orange Cassidy. I like Mir. I like Tony here. Tony lost a little bit of luster after she lost the title, and like she's in that kind of limbo stage where they had to build other people, and I understand what they're
oh yeah,
doing. But I like this story that they're telling here because I'm going to give it a chance because
yeah,
here
yeah,
lately these stories that they've been popping up with they have really cool twists, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That got me hooked. And Orange Cassidy being in here and being the meat in the sandwich, no pause.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's going to be gold of some sort. And then I also love how the conglomeration will add to this as well. So and I can't wait to see that. So
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy. I'll just say this, man. This might not be a popular opinion, and I get it, but like, man, like Mark Briscoe's just in this current like landscape, he just feels so corny to me, man. Like, I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about, bro? I don't like. I don't. I'm not
you
saying
don't
I
dig the
hate.
word of the day?
Man, I don't dig nothing he's talking about, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
I don't dig nothing he's talking about.
God.
I like Mark Briscoe. I think that he's the TNT champion. I just feel like, in my opinion, the whole thing feels a little dated.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like my favorite non-member of that group is Roddy. So
But that's my mindset on it. But listen, let's jump to this main event because we got to wrap this thing up. Slide out, call this a really great episode. But let's go to that main event, the lights out match, and that was between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page, and they're going up against the Ops, and that is of course, Hobbs and Hook. They sent Hobbs, they sent Hook, and it was a match. It was a match. I loved all the violence that we saw in the match. I'll say that. I get that out of the way. I like as somebody who is a fan of playing Extreme Rules match tornado tags on WWE 2K. I appreciate an Extreme Rules tornado tag on television, so I enjoyed it. But man, what happened with those lights? Because the lights went out, and then the lights stayed out. The lights went out. OG, what were your thoughts on that whole situation? The whole idea about when the lights go out and they come back on, this match will be unsanctioned. And I'm like, okay, but why? What did the lights have to do with it? And then the lights went out and they took forever to come back on. What were your thoughts on that? And then also give your thoughts on the match.
Yeah, I think they was trying something different with using the spotlights. It just didn't work. I'm glad that they finally realized that that wasn't going to work, and let's turn the lights back on.
Yeah.
So production wise, I wasn't a big fan of the start of the match. The match was pretty good. It was fine. It was what I expected.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to get you guys' opinion real quick
Sure.
because do you guys think Hook is ready to be in the big leagues with these guys? I mean, he did okay as in mid card with Daniel Garcia and those guys, and I'm not saying he can't get there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple times in the match he looked a little lost. There was a couple times I thought he looked really good. Do you guys think he's ready? I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. I'll start it. Oh, no, go ahead. Hype. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I personally, I think Hook is ready. I think he's been ready. I think he has lost a step with some stories that have went on that are kind of convoluted in themselves. But I'm not holding him at fault for that. Like, I think his build has been decent. But again, like I'm looking towards the future, and I like eventually he's going to leave Joe, and that pull apart is going to be pretty good because we've already seen a taste of that, right? Like I I want to hold out hope for Hook. Because I really do think he could be that guy, and he definitely is a future guy as far as AEW goes. Like that's a guy you definitely want to hold on to. That's a guy that his stock is going to do nothing but rise, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with that aspect, but then I play devil's advocate as well because I'm thinking if I'm looking at it and I'm looking at Hook in the realm of can he hold his own and not even just a AEW World Championship match, a high scale feud, one-on-one feud with just him and somebody else where he cannot rely on somebody else to get him through the match like a tag team partner. I don't know if I put him in that spot yet. As a matter of fact, I would put Powerhouse Hobbs over him if if I trusted somebody in that situation to be like, hey, I can trust you in a main event, championship situation. I put Powerhouse Hobbs in that situation over him. I put Kyle Fletcher in that situation over him. I put Speedball Bailey in that situation over him. I'm not saying that Hook's not ready. I just personally don't feel like the cement isn't completely dried yet. That's where I'm at with it.
I'm not in love with Speedball Bailey or Mike Bailey. If in my opinion, I definitely like we could argue that one a little bit, but I can see where you're saying that, but I just go back to when they were pushing Hook.
Yeah.
And the whole Sin Hook thing, he was pretty big, and he was by himself. Nobody was he was holding his own. I think where the problem comes in is, hey, we're gonna put you in this group, and now you have to play off these other people like this. You just put him in a situation where he's just like let him be himself. All the natural charisma, I think, already comes through.
Yeah, and also I will say that the last couple times that I heard him speak on a mic, his promos have improved greatly.
Real quick, guys, I think you talked about Bailey. I think Bailey's a lot better in the ring than Hook, but I think Hook's got a lot more personality. A
Yeah, oh
lot, a
for
lot,
sure.
a lot more personality. But like you said, I don't know that you could put Hook right now. Don't mean that you couldn't in a year from now. I don't know if you could put him one with Swerve and be a really good match. I don't know if he's. I don't know if he's to that level yet.
Yeah,
Again, put him against Daniel Garcia's those type of guys. I think he does great. And again, I think he's got a good personality. I think he's got a natural charisma
yeah,
that that we've seen before. And I think you're right, Jones, that he is having some trouble working off other people maybe a little bit. I think he works well with. Oh, you just said his name. Of course, I'm old. I can't remember his
Daniel
name.
Garcia.
No,
Hobbs,
the other guy, it's
Joe.
Joe. Joe. I think he works great with Joe. I think they've had great chemistry together. I think maybe he's still finding himself in some ways, but I think he's got tremendous upside, more upside than Mike Bailey does. I think Mike Bailey is just a guy, a worker in the ring. I don't think he has anything else.
He has
Yeah,
more upside than Yuta.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I don't get
Yeah,
either.
yeah, more. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Once again, I enjoyed the match for what it was. It ended with Swerve and Hangman. Uh, I mean, these guys work really well together. I'm not gonna lie. What are we doing here? I mean, well, are we? I'll get your guys' final thoughts, and then we'll slide out of here. What are we doing here with Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page? They're now like they're more friends than frenemies. It feels like they work so well together. Like they do. Like I love watch. Like it's getting to a point where I love watching them work as a tag team. Where are we going? Are they going to be going up against FTR for the tag team championships at some point? I don't know where we're going. If this whole frenemy situation. I mean, I'm here for the ride. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely here for the ride. But I just want to ask Tony, where do you think we're going with this whole frenemy situation between Swerve and Hangman? Because they stood tall at the end of Dynamite.
Kind of, they kind of remind me a little bit, and not really, because it's a stretch of the Mega Powers.
Okay,
Uh,
I see.
just a little bit. Of course, you got to
I
think
see where
outside the
you're
box a
going.
little
I
bit
see where you're going now.
because they're very different wrestlers. So I'm hoping that they stay together. I hope they don't put the tag team titles on them. I don't think that's
Yeah.
the right way to go, in my opinion. I'm hoping maybe you may see another feud between them. You may see them feud over the belt again. That's what I would think is going to happen because I just don't. I'm hoping MJF's around for a while, but
Yeah,
again, Hollywood's going to come calling again.
yeah.
So I don't know. So, but yeah, I like what the dynamic between the two. So I don't think there's a problem with them staying around and fighting, different groups. I just hope they don't put the belts on.
Gotcha, gotcha. No, I just wanted to get your thoughts on and I like what you said there about the opportunity if Hollywood does come a calling. And I just want to say like one of my favorite things about AEW right now is the rock solid main event scene right now. I mean, you've got 3, 4, 5 guys in the mix right now. That's fun to me. That's fun to me because you have Kenny Omega staking his claim saying, hey, I'm gunning for you. I'm gunning for you, champ. I'm gunning for you, MJF. You still got Swerve and Hangman Adam Page lingering around. They're gonna come calling for that championship sooner rather than later. They're gonna come. And then, you've got Bandito, who is the Dynamite Diamond Ring winner, and he gets a title shot next week. So like there's so many different elements right now that like MJF has many people coming for him. He has many targets on his back. But the beautiful thing about it is this guy's not even worried about it. He's still being himself. He's still in his bag. He's still doing great work. He's still coming out face to face with Bandito and just, doing that same old, snarky MJF disrespect, the shade that he does, where he'll sit up there and talk good about you, but shred you apart in the exact same sentence, and he's so good at it. Hype, where are you at with this whole situation as far as the tag team of Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page and them standing tall at the end of Dynamite? And then kind of give some of your thoughts on the current state of the main event scene, and then we'll call this a great episode.
So I do like Hangman and Swerve kind of teaming up. It's kind of like It's not one of those forced team ups or like random. Like I see where they have a common goal. I see where like they butted heads. I like and I see why they butted heads, but I also see where they can just be like, you know what? If we use this energy that we were, doing on each other towards everybody else, we could wipe a lot of people out, and then it could just be me and you, no outside interaction or interference. I don't think they're going to be friends forever. Eventually, I think things are going to come to a head, even if they come to a head in a we're here now. That I'm not burning down your house. I'm not talking about your alcoholism. I'm not doing weird shit. You know what I mean? It's just me and you, one on one. Great fucking match, because we know we can have that out of them. Because honestly, what the last 2 years, probably arguably had two match of the years together the last 2 years, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. So I love where we're going with that. I don't want to see them touch the AEW World Tag Team titles
Okay.
unless like it absolutely makes sense. But I don't see a world where that makes sense. Where when you're done fighting the ops, you got them down, and then your sights are set on MJF. I don't see a world where you need the tag titles.
Sure. No, I think that I'm with you. I wanted to throw it out there as like, hey, is this what we're inching towards? Because they work so cohesively together. Like it's crazy. Like watching these two very different wrestlers is like watching an actual cohesive tag team together. So it's kind of like I don't like makeshift tag teams. Like I'll be the first to tell you I'm not a huge fan of like
Yeah.
makeshift tag teams, but they're flowing so well together that it makes sense and I like it. But I definitely think that it doesn't make sense for them to go for the tag titles. It makes sense for them to want to get revenge on MJF while simultaneously chasing the World Heavyweight Championship. So I thought this was a solid episode of Dynamite. I'm not saying it blew me out of the water, but it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the watch, and it was fun. So we're going to slide out of here. We're going to call this a really great episode. And before we do that, I got to give my homies the opportunity to plug anything they need to plug. Hey, we'll start with OG Tony. Where can they catch you and everything that you're doing?
Okay, well, just a little bit here at 8 p.m. I'll be on Face or Heel Pro Wrestling Talk with my son and some other people, Marcus Fine and some others. That's at 8 o'clock on. You can check us out on Gonzo Sports Room, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all over the place.
Yeah.
Also, I have another show at 10 p.m. That's the Thursday Night Blitz. We'll be talking NFL and college football. And then tomorrow at 2 p.m., the afternoon sports talk show. You can check us out, like I said, on our network. So, hey guys, I appreciate being on, man.
Hey, we love having you on, man. Love talking wrestling with you. Shout out to Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room, and everything that they're doing over there. Hype. Let them know where they can catch you. If there's anything that you want, if not, it's all good. But if there's something that you do, hey, the floor is yours.
Well, if you don't know now, you know my name is Hypocrisy Jones. You can catch me right here. I'm not always on screen talent. Although I have been, and I pop on when I can and when I'm needed. But I am doing behind the thing or trying to do behind the scenes things here in your house as we gear up for Squared Circle Expo, which is in March, and that's going to be huge. We also hopefully have some big things coming to our social medias, so be on the lookout for that. We're working really hard behind the scenes. Other than that, man, catch me on a Sunday house party when I join my homies right here. We do that every Sunday right here in your house. If you don't know, now you know. But I'm gearing up for in February. I will be doing a comedy show in my hometown of Kokomo, Indiana, at a place called Outhouse Records. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of stand up. So if you're around the area, come check that out. Other than that, man, peace and good vibes, bro.
Hey man, appreciate that. Peace and good vibes to you, and thank you guys for joining me on this show. As Hype was saying, we are gearing up for a big event, March 27th and March 28th. That is the Squared Circle Expo, and yeah, we got some big things. We're trying to put some things together for this year that's gonna make it a big year for In Your House, because hey, it is all about the work, and that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So for Hypocrisy Jones, for OG Tony Gonzalez from Gonzo Sports Room, my name is Olakan the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Kon. Hey, O'Kon in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Whoa.